Hey, good evening, Barrels for Hope. Hope everyone is having a wonderful night. Happy early Halloween. Josh, Kim, Earl, welcome. How are you guys tonight?
Doing good.
Fantastic.
Doing great. Me and Earl are almost matching over here.
Yeah.
I know. You guys look great. You guys look great, and you look really great sitting next to our private label, or sitting there. That looks fantastic.
Almost matched that too.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to pretend like that was on purpose.
I still just get a bunch of warm and fuzzy feelings just seeing our own label on a bottle. It's still the coolest thing. So welcome everybody. Welcome tonight. We're gonna taste that tonight. I'm not tasting. I have some blood work tomorrow, so everybody else can enjoy it. But really interested to hear your notes. And I guess like last week we didn't talk about this last week in our board meeting. But if anyone wants to come on and talk about it, you're certainly welcome to. We'll post a link later tonight. We're going to talk about auction bottles, picks coming up, shipping parties coming up, the annual event, and then taste the private label. So I guess I'll start off and let you guys know. I did talk to Narav. If you're new, you may not know A1 Liquors in Effingham, Illinois, has been a partner of Barrels for Hope since the beginning. We couldn't do this without them. And Narav generously donates 3 bottles every month that go into our year-end auction. I forget, how much did our auction raise this past year, Kim?
About 4,000, I think.
4,000. So that's
Somewhere
amazing. Yeah. So huge thank you to Narav and A1 Liquors. This month we're getting a Jack Daniel's Heritage bottle and Elijah Craig Barrel Proof Rye and a Weller 12. So for those of you keeping track, we've already got 3 Weller 12s he's given us for the upcoming auction. So that's pretty awesome.
Nice.
Yeah.
You were just talking about that Jack Daniel's Heritage bottle being amazing backstage.
Yeah, Kim's drinking the Heritage Rye from last year tonight, so it is.
I was. Now I'm drinking our private label.
Oh yeah, that was your warm up. Gotcha.
That was my warm up. Yeah.
Well, with that, I'll kick it over to Earl. Earl, you want to talk about the shipping party coming up?
Sure. Yeah. Hey everybody. Hope everybody's doing well this evening. If you haven't saw on Discord, I have posted an announcements. Our Driftless Barrel is in. We have 23 extra bottles. So if you are interested in a bottle, I have a poll link up there to a new poll platform we're using in Google Forms. So you can slide over there and submit your vote. So far, we've only had 4 spoken for. So Christmas is coming up. Makes a good gift if you want one yourself. So November 8th, we will be shipping that out at A1 at 10 a.m. If you would like to come out and join us, we'd appreciate your help. And that's all I had.
Nothing else from the logistics side?
Nope. We've taken care of a few people that were still waiting on Still Lost in Jack Daniel's and a private label. We got them shipped off yesterday, and emails were sent out to those 4 members. So you ought to be receiving those hopefully by the weekend.
Yeah, Earl has jumped in with both feet and is doing amazing, by the way. So thanks for all your help, Earl.
Quite welcome.
We do have a pick scheduled. I think we announced it last month, but in case you missed it, we are doing an Evernorth pick, and that's going to be January 27th, right, Josh? 27th?
Yep. January 27th. Yep.
And we'll get with Earl, and he'll post a poll if you want to help us pick that, but we'll be able to take a couple members on that pick with us. So they don't allow us to bring a lot of people, but we'll be able to get a couple of you on that pick. So that should be fun. I'm really looking forward to that. Plus, I mean, next to our private label, they probably have one of the coolest labels in the game. So
yeah, they've got great looking bottles. They got great whiskey there. I certainly wish they would allow more people. I think their general thought process is we're just going to have a few people there, but you're going to drink a whole bunch of whiskey instead of like some distilleries are like, yeah, bring as many people as you want. Well, you get 3 samples. That's it. Like, this is like, no, if you get to come on this pick, you're going to be tasting a lot of stuff. So be prepared, plan accordingly. But we'll also note that if you're coming on this pick, there's going to be a time window for the pick, but you're getting voluntold to stick around and help us bottle it. So we'll bottle it on site. That way Lance can leave with it. And I know Lance, myself, and Dan will be on this pick. I don't know yet if any other board members will be on this pick, but we'll have room for, like Lance said, a couple few maybe members, and it's going to be a very good time. Very good time. We'll probably have a bottle share the night before the pick, probably have a bottle share the night of the pick, like afterwards, after we get everything bottled up and little celebratory pours.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I've never been up there. I didn't realize it's like 6.5 hours north of me. So it's up there. They're up there for sure. But
yeah, I made the drive from Nashville when we were up there doing a pick, whenever it was, March, I think, of this year, or April. And it was like, if I could have done it in one stretch with no delays, it would have been 9 hours. But, you know, by the time you do stops and everything, it ended up being like an 11-hour trip door to door. And I'm just like, yeah, I'm flying this time.
yeah, we're, I'll be up there the 26th, and then we'll leave the 28th. So yeah, it's, I know Liz lives close by. So even if Liz isn't, I think she does anyway, even if she's not on that pick, hopefully she can swing over and say hey to us.
Yeah, by the way, if you do, that's a great point, Lance. If you do live close, like whenever the pick window is after the pick is done, we'll be bottling. If you want to come by, help us bottle, you're going to get to taste the pick right then anyway. Like, if you're there helping bottle, you're going to get to taste it. So you might not be a part of the selection process, but you can get an early preview on the pick for sure. And you can help bottle if you want, hang out and have a good time.
And take your bottle home. That's fine.
Yeah,
we can do that. So yeah, that'd be cool. That'll be a blast. Well, do you and Kim have any updates on the annual event for us?
We do. So we are still working to select a location. We are looking at 3 different cities. Right now, we're looking at Bardstown, Indianapolis, and Cincinnati. I am going to go visit a location in Bardstown in a couple of weeks. We'll still target next summer. Don't have a specific date. Some of it will depend on location and venue, and then everything that goes around it. So more to come, but a lot of active planning happening right now.
Yeah, it's sounding like it's going to be a great time. If you guys have a preference, I'm not saying we can go by what you put, but if you have a preference, put it in the comments. I would love to see what everybody's kind of leaning towards. Either way, we've talked about this before. Wherever it is, we've probably got our next 3 years of locations. You know, unless something else happens, you never know. But so you guys will be able to kind of guess where they're going to be. But I think all 3 locations are amazing personally. So it doesn't matter to me. I think they'll all be a blast. So they all have benefits.
And if you don't want to put it in chat, feel free to email me, kim@barrelsforhope.com. If you have preferences, like year 1, we did a lot of stuff scheduled. Year 2, we pared it back a bit. You had more free time. If you have preferences on year 1 versus year 2, or what you liked or didn't like, let me know. We are still in a planning process and would love to hear from you.
Yeah, and I think year 3 is pretty significant because we're going to be donating. If everything goes right, we'll be over $125,000 donated. So that's a pretty big milestone, I think, in our first 3 years. So we'll actually be close to 150 probably, but you never know. So I think it'll be a blast. It'll be a great celebration, as it always is. I'm really looking forward to it. It's my favorite time of year. It's like Christmas. Our year-end event's like Christmas.
It's like Christmas in July.
Yeah,
some would say.
Yeah.
To piggyback on that, I will say you guys can help us. Like Lance said, we're kind of on track to break 125. It'd be great if we could get up to 150, and you guys can help us do that by just telling people that you know about Barrels for Hope. We have a few membership slots still available, and they've kind of, since the Patreon transition, these same amount of membership spots have just been kind of sitting there, lingering, waiting for us to fill them. So, we can do all that we can do to get the word out, but you guys are going to be by far the best ambassadors. So taking Barrels for Hope bottles to your local whiskey club get-togethers, telling people about the club, letting them know about the causes, and encouraging them to sign up themselves. Even if they don't want to be a full member, if they just want to get in on the charity tier and get plugged in on Discord and start seeing what the community is about, that can go a long way towards helping us get more people on board. So, your word of mouth is, we can wear shirts and we can talk about it on, channels and other places, but you guys are going to be by far the biggest advocates for us to get more people to pay attention. And that's going to help us raise money for charity. So if you know people that like whiskey and you think they might want to help out to raise some money for charity as well, let them know.
Yeah. And to that point, I was at a Halloween party last weekend, and we were sharing the our latest Jack pick and Still Austin Rye pick at this party. And I think we got a new member out of that. So he was pretty blown away by the selection. So he's like, well, let me know when there's a membership open. I said, there's one open right now. So yeah, it's fun bringing our picks to parties.
Oh yeah, for
just
sure.
Don't let anyone throw it in Coke, unless it's our Starlight pick. I guess that goes good.
And then that's what that was designed for. Oh man, I was just going through the bourbon bunker the other day, and I was like, wow, I have a lot of our Starlight pick.
Yeah, I was surprised to see people talking about it again today in Discord. They were chatting up the double oaked.
Yeah, man, they're good. They're very good.
Very good.
Speaking of good picks, we've got our private label. And to remind you guys, you can read the stats on the label, and that'll tell you a lot of the story. But if you'll notice, this is a Kentucky Straight American whiskey. And I wish Joe were on here to talk about it, but he was previously engaged this evening. And we try to do these on the last Wednesday, these Barrels for Hope live streams on the last Wednesday of every month. So try to stick to that as closely as we can, as long as at least most of us can make it. But yeah, this is 12 years old. You'll notice it says Kentucky Straight American whiskey because this is aged 12 years in a used Booker's barrel. So it is the mash bill of Knob Creek, but it's been aged for 12 years in a used barrel. So that's why it's called American whiskey and not bourbon. But then we did some double oak finishing on it as well. So when we picked it, we went into it thinking, man, what are we going to do with this thing? It is good by itself, but it could use a little bit more oak. So we really wanted to find a way to kind of infuse a little bit more wood impact on it, because even 12 years in a used barrel just didn't really get to where we wanted it on the oak front, even though it was like really sweet, really good. And so I haven't thrown out any notes yet, but that was kind of the thought process behind doing this. There were some cool barrels that came on market, and yeah, we were able to do this through Joe and Adventure Spirit. So incredible. We only made one mistake. We didn't catch that Dan's name was misspelled. So it says Don Trout instead of Dan Trout. And that's our bad. So we owe apologies to Dan for that one. But otherwise,
that's all I'm calling him. All I'm calling him from now on is Dusty Don.
Yeah. Speaking of Dusty, Liz says the private label bottle reminds her of a Dusty. I kind of get that. It's got like a really interesting profile, and makes sense, right? Like, how often do we get to taste whiskey that's been aged in used barrels here in America? We really don't that often. Not a lot of people really focus on this category of whiskey, much less aged this long. And
yeah, and I think we talked about this again earlier on a stream, but we've kind of tossed around the idea of doing a private label every year, especially now that Joe, is running his own distillery and has access to a lot of really cool stuff. And probably doing our private label as the last release of every year, kind of like our limited edition. So I think that'll be pretty cool. I think that'll be neat.
Yeah, and a big piece of that puzzle is Joe and Adventure Spirits, and what barrels are available on the market at any given time. So if there's some really cool barrels that come on market, we might be able to jump on them whenever, and maybe holding them and releasing them kind of near the end of the year as like our LE. That would be very, very cool.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I will say, I remember when we picked this, and if you guys remember as well, we had a live stream where we tasted through the samples. And I think, to be fair, I think we went in with kind of low expectations because of it being an American whiskey and not a bourbon, and the used barrel and all that stuff. Joe had tasted the samples and knew what we were getting ourselves into. But when we tasted it, I think we were all kind of quite surprised at the sweetness we were getting and the flavor we were getting. And I think all that stuff is there, but I do think that the double oaking did balance things out. And like right now, I'm getting like a little bit of like this vanilla cake frosting type of note on it. And behind that, I'm getting like a nutter butter, like, or was it not? What are the little like cookies? You know what I'm talking about? The like sweet cookies that have the cream. It has like the peanut butter in the middle. But are those nutter butters?
Nutter butters. Yeah, those are my favorite.
And then Nutty Buddies are the cones, right? They're the ice cream cones things.
I don't know what Nutty Buddies are.
I thought that was the like wafers with peanut butter dipped in chocolate.
Maybe.
Was that the Nutty
I'm thinking of a drumstick.
Oh.
Yeah. This I'm getting like nutter butter on the finish here. Like this, it's like a peanut butter with like the cracker part or whatever of a nutter butter as well, which makes sense with Jim Beam. But to me, it's like very desserty and like a really nice, pleasant way. And then I just love the spice that kind of carries in. And I think that spice got added through the double oaking process, and I think it needed it to balance the pour out because it was kind of all sweet before.
Josh, are you picking up any red berry, particularly like raspberry on the front to mid palate?
Yeah, that's like right up front, tip of the tongue to the mid palate, and then it transitions into that nutter butter, and then that vanilla note, but not like crazy enough, like being 12 years old. It's not like that aged vanilla note. It's more of like to me, it's like a vanilla cake frosting. Matter of fact, I said not aged vanilla, but I'm getting even like a little bit of vanilla extract, like homemade vanilla extract. We have some of a jar of that Aaron's sister made for us, and I can even get a little bit of that on there as well.
I know when we picked it, we were getting a lot of vanilla ice cream notes. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that went darker with the double oaking. I think it started to lean into the darker side of the equation. Ooh, Liz is saying nutter butter with honey. I like the honey note. That is like, I don't mess with honey a lot in my day-to-day life, but every time somebody calls it out, I can get it if it's in a pour, but I don't pick it up on my own.
I get that on the finish. It just looks in the mouth is like I just took a spoonful of honey.
Yeah, like a nutter butter drizzled with honey. It sounds like a really nice dessert right now. I'm gonna go get that.
You're bordering on Lance's Fat Kid whiskey there.
Yeah. Honey's always. I have like a list of tasting notes I kind of think of when I'm first tasting, especially when I do a blind. And if honey is one of those, like I'll look for it, and if I find it followed by a little bit of nuttiness, that's like leading me down Wild Turkey lane.
Really?
Especially if then I start like thinking about, well, if I start tasting a little bit of like orange spice and some baking spices in there with that, then I'm like, oh yeah, this tastes like a Wild Turkey product to me. That's how my brain works. If it's super nutty, then obviously I'm going Jim Beam,
Mm-hmm.
But, and then if it's that nuttiness with a little bit of with mustiness, then I'm like, okay, that's a little more Heaven Hill for me. At least that's how my brain is.
That's interesting. Yeah, I mean, those 3 distilleries definitely blind can be tricky, and I'm not too dissimilar. I mean, if I get like any kind of citrus plus like peanut butter sweetness, anything in like that honey vein too, wild turkey for sure, especially with the baking spices. And then Heaven Hill to me is like, it's like, it almost has like a peanut butter sweetness as well as like a toffee type of note.
Mm-hmm.
And then if it goes all the way into like peanut shellness, that's when I start leaning towards Jim Beam.
Yeah, me too.
But my favorite Jim Beam stuff is stuff that doesn't have that strong peanut shell note in it.
Me too. Yeah.
So I needed to go dessert. Like I needed to go sweet peanut butter. I needed to go like a Nutter Butter, something like that. You gotta get off of the Knob Creek 9-year profile for me to really love it if it's Jim Beam.
Yeah, I agree. Totally.
Liz, I will co-sign that. Adventure Spirits rocks blending good whiskey. Yes, they are. And this wasn't even a blend. This was just a single barrel. But they do have some really good blends up there. I got some in the cabinet back here.
It's really fun to see Joe go after it and build that into what it is. Especially like, I mean, I've only seen a sliver of his hard work, but I know he's been working so hard to get that going. It's cool to see it really succeed. It's pretty neat.
And you should try and make it up there to visit. It's amazing.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I don't know what your route is from where you're at to Evernorth, but when we drove up there, we stopped through Toledo, and it wasn't even a sidetrack. Like it was on the way, and we stopped and we were able to check out Adventure Spirits.
It might be on. I mean, normally we go up almost to Chicago and then over, but I bet we could go over first and then up. Yeah, that's a good idea. That's a good idea.
Stop in there Monday, check it out.
Yeah, that's a great idea. Do that.
Well, I'm glad to see you guys are liking it here in the chat. Like it seems like there's some commentary on it being good. I mean, almost everybody should have their bottles by now. So I get maybe you haven't opened it yet, but it's definitely one worth opening. I don't think we had a ton of extras. I think those all got taken care of. Is that correct, Earl?
That's correct.
Yeah. So anything left will be like year-end event next summer in the charity auction. So yeah, if you taste it and you love it and you want to back up, be looking out for. You missed the boat on it now, but be looking for it in the charity auction next summer. Also, I should mention we're going to be doing Evernorth. That will be, correct me, that's our drift, like this, we did this, Driftless is coming, and then we've got Evernorth. Those are the last 3 picks of this year, right?
Correct.
Wrapping up in as we do February, because we started in February, so we're wrapping up in February. And then we'll be looking into the spring next year, scheduling. If you guys remember, National Barrel Company donated another barrel to us, those maniacs. So we will be scheduling a pick probably in March to be released in April of next year. That'll probably be our first pick of next year. And that is going, like, the barrels they're getting in right now they're getting nuts, man. Like this, they're getting really, really good. So, if the trajectory continues, it seems like they just keep getting better and better stuff and older stuff. So we very well may be picking something killer. And I may even be able to work some special magic out, maybe go pre-vet some barrels and try to hone in the selection. They didn't say that, but I may try to work the angle a little bit. We'll see.
Yeah, the last time we were there, they had some awesome stuff, man. I mean, they always have awesome stuff, but
I do.
And the coolest thing is I think we'll get to take like 20 people again on that pick, right?
Yes, we will get to take a lot of people.
Yeah,
a lot of people.
Yeah, and that's one of the things when Josh and I started talking about doing this, We wanted to get a lot of people on barrel picks. So it's been awesome to be able to get so many people on those. And if you do want an NBC with a big group of people, it is a blast. So
It is such a good time.
yeah.
And there's tons of stuff to do around here. And just, I'm mentioning this stuff now so that you guys can start kind of thinking about it, thinking about, you know, that Marchish type of time frame. You know, just keep that kind of mid-March time frame in your head so that, you know, if you think you can make the pick, it's going to be hard. We'll probably have more spots available than people that can actually come and make the pick. But if we do have to run randomizers and stuff, we will do that. But if you haven't been on a pick yet, it is well worth coming to. I know it's out of the way. Nashville's kind of out of the way for a lot of folks, but it's well worth coming to one of these picks. All right. So I really, really enjoy this. This is like the perfect combination to me of like a whiskey that I can just sit down and I can pick up the raspberry type notes, the raspberry jam type notes that Earl mentioned, or the nutter butter notes that I mentioned, or the vanilla cake frosting type stuff. I can get all that, but then also I can just sit down and just enjoy this. Like it is good enough that and this kind of like proof point is becoming a really favorite kind of proof point to me, because I can just sit down at the end of a long work day and just have a pour of something delicious and not have to think about it, but just be able to enjoy everything without having to pick it apart. And then, like, you know, sometimes pours, they'll challenge you. And I like being challenged, but I don't always want to be challenged. So I was really happy to add this pick to the bunch, and the proof point I think is perfect on this thing. Like, I get a great finish on it. Yeah.
I am really loving 100 to 115 proof whiskeys more than I used to be like all in on the cask strength, and I wanted everything to be hazmat, and now I'm like, I don't even care I don't even want to drink it if it's hazmat. I'm like going the opposite way now. As long as that 100 proof has a ton of flavor, then I'm all in on that, man.
I still love the high proof stuff, but I definitely, my bottom range has extended down. Like I'd say I'm down to like 107-ish, you know, that kind of like, you know, there's been some good 100 proofers out though. Speaking of good 100 proofers, have you guys anybody tried Knob Creek 21 yet?
I haven't tried it yet.
Anybody in chat tried Knob Creek 21? I'd love to hear some thoughts on it. We tasted it on our Stuff and Whiskey live stream on Sunday, and then Aaron and I just recorded a video on it last night. It's an interesting pour. I
haven't heard any bad things about it. I was curious if it was going to be over oaked or not. I'm sure it is for some people, but
I don't know, man. It would be very difficult for it to be over oaked for any palate, I think.
Really,
unless you just don't like it. It's wildly. It is not tannic at all. It's not drying at all. It's remarkable. Like, it's less tannic and less drying than Knob Creek 18. And most people didn't think Knob Creek 18 was over oaked at all. And this is like somehow better oak flavor without being even as tannic or drying as 18 was, which really wasn't tannic or drying at all. So
yeah. I thought 18 was good, even though I heard some people think it was over oaked. So if I liked 18 and you're saying 21's less, I'm sure I'm going to love it, because
21
like
is much better. I think 21 is markedly better than 18.
The aged Knob Creek stuff, man, I just love it. It hits my palate just right. If I get those like dark cherry notes in there, man, that stuff's good.
Yeah, this has more like it's got a little bit of the cherry. It's got a little bit of like that blackberry type note you get in Hardin's Creek sometimes.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. It's good. It's front of mind. That is front of mind to me. I do not have a bottle of it, but I've got a sample of it that I was able to taste a couple times. So that's been nice. And then I'm really interested in that new Russell's Reserve Single Rickhouse CNE. I am Very, very, very curious about that bottle. I have a line on one, so we'll see. I'll have a report on that soon. You guys will see it posted up in Discord when I
I'm
get to taste it.
interested in any wild turkey, but I'm not gonna spend. What's that bottle cost?
3.
I'm out.
I'm trading. I'm making a trade. I'm making a swap.
Oh, okay. All right.
It's still costing me every bit of retail out of pocket, but I'm trading some things. Yeah. And I've skipped all those. All the single Rickhouse releases up to now. I did like Camp Nelson F a lot. Kim, we got to share that one. That one was super good. The proof point of this Camp Nelson E is what's got me so intrigued. I think it's the highest proof wild turkey release ever, to my knowledge. It's like 128 proof.
I just said I was out on paying $300 on a bottle, but that's not true. Russell's 15, I would do.
Yeah, I'm buying a case of Russell's 15 at $300 a piece. If I can get it.
That's one of my favorite bottles, man. It's so good.
I can't remember. What was your take on Russell's 13 this year, Josh?
So the Russell's 13 this year, I loved. It is not Russell's 15 good, but it is very, 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 very good. To me, it's the best Russell's 13 since the very first batch of Russell's 13.
Okay. Lance, Kim, you got to try it yet?
I haven't tried it.
We tried it, and we tried it back to back with Russell's 15.
Kim is why I got to try it, and we cracked it open and tried it, and I was like, man, this is super good. This is way better than Russell's 13 normally is to me. I was like, this is reminding me of Russell's 15, and she's like, well, I got one of those too. She's like a whiskey Mary Poppins, just pulling all kinds of stuff out of the bag.
After the annual event this year, we had picked up a whole bunch of bottles that our brother-in-law, Mark's brother-in-law, had been holding for us. And we opened most of them that night.
The next morning, the previous night's decision seemed questionable, but in the moment, it sounded like a great idea. But yeah, trying 15 back to back with the new 13 made us, I think, all realize how good 15 really is. Not that we had any doubts of how good Knob Creek or Russell's 15 is, but yeah, crazy good. But 13 is also very, very, very good.
15 is special, man. That bottle's special.
That's one of those, like, it feels like a rare release in that, like, hey, we're not going to make this an every year thing. If we got the barrels to make this, we'll do it, but we're not going to just put this out to be putting it out, you know?
That's great. Yeah.
Liz is saying that she heard there's going to be a Russell 16 next year.
I'm down.
Interesting.
I'm down.
If it can capture the magic that 15 did, I'm all in.
Yeah. Haven't called in favors in a while, so that might be one. Maybe call that one.
You know, I was actually thinking about this because, I mean, we've talked about this backstage a little bit. How, like, we're not going to the stores nearly as much anymore. And I think why is that I just realized this in conversation with a friend the other day is that the thing that interests me the most about whiskey is just fun, interesting things that are just a little different to try, you know? Like, I love sampling all the different things. And that itch gets scratched so well by single barrels that it really, and plus, like, you taste enough special releases that are good and really good, to be fair, but they're just not like mind-blowingly good. And your expectations kind of level out a little bit. And you're like, oh, okay. Like the special release stuff is like, most of it's pretty good. Some of it that fits your palate perfectly is amazing for you. And you want to try those every chance you get. But by and large, like, single barrels really does scratch the itch. And, you know, that's what's so fun about doing this and having you guys come and be part of picks with us. Like that, like, I could go, yeah, I'm psyched if I can go get a special release. And it's like, I'm going to get this Camp Nelson E single Rickhouse release this weekend. And I'm excited about that. But my excitement level for that is like not even half as much as my excitement level to get to the Evernorth pick with some of you guys and have you guys pick barrels and like us do bottle shares and hang out there in person, or the annual event. Like that's where the real fun is.
Yeah, for sure. I think the other part of it too is that we all started getting so much whiskey from supporting stores or buying bundles, and you have all this whiskey you're never going to drink, and it's like, why am I paying $350 for this bundle when I just buy it for secondary and get the one bottle and not have like, you know, a whole storage shed full of whiskey I'll never drink. I think we all just got smart and tired of doing that.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they have to play the game to buy all their Fireball and all their other stuff to get their allocations, and then we got to play the game with them to get the bottles. And it's like, hey, we can actually just, you know, with a little help from our friends here, you know.
Yeah, and it's like
together and with you guys.
Yeah, it's like I get a liquor store having storage issues, but I shouldn't have storage issues. This is getting ridiculous.
Yeah, I think we've all had closet whiskey at one time or another.
When we moved into the house, I thought my wife was going to kill me. It took me so long just to move whiskey. It was ridiculous. It was crazy.
Yeah, shout out to Bill Kavanaugh. They're getting ready to build. They bought some property and they're getting ready to build in a few years. And he's like, I'm already like cringing at the thought of having to move 800 plus bottles of whiskey. And I was like, dude, hire movers. And he's like, they won't touch whiskey.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh no, that's terrible.
Yeah.
You know, hire a neighborhood kid or something.
Yeah. Well, I think that's all we got, guys. I don't see any questions that have come through. So
yeah, speak now, forever hold your peace. Lance Winger, you got a Halloween stream coming up soon, don't you?
Yeah, Friday night we have a Halloween stream. I haven't been doing much with the channel, so I mean there may be 5 people watching us idiots, but yeah, it's always a fun night with the guys. So you know, that like you were talking about community and sharing whiskey with people. It's like when I started that channel 6 years ago, Ed was one of my first Patreon members, and we've become like best friends. And he comes and stays at my house overnight about every few months, comes and hangs out, or I go to Indy to his place. And we've just developed a really tight knit group of friends. And so that's one of the coolest things about whiskey is just that conduit of bringing people together. And I would have never met these guys otherwise. You know, I'm sure Josh, you've got a million stories like that, but yeah, so we're gonna do a live stream on Friday night, and then it'll be fun. Our Halloween streams are always the best. We put Ben in a wig, and then we usually hit on him all night, so it'll be fun.
Somebody call HR. Sounds like a violation.
Yes, yeah, definitely.
Oh, that's too good. Well, yeah, to Lance's point, man, thank you guys. Like, you guys are the reason you watching this, and also to all the members of the board, just the volunteer efforts that go on to make this a possibility, like a thing that's actually been able to be sustained. And as always, you know, a huge thanks goes out to Narav and A1. I mean, without their partnership, we are not making this happen. So, you know, it takes a village. I think that's in the context of raising children, but we're raising glasses over here. We're raising glasses to you guys. So cheers.
100%. Cheers, everybody. We love you guys. Have a good night. Let Kim know if you have any ideas on the year-end event, and we will talk to you on the next live stream.
Cheers.
Night all. Cheers.